So I was doing my work and research today, and this video is going to be about default judgments. I'm getting a lot of emails from people who need help with default judgments. And I was looking to see if the Supreme Court is scheduled to hear something on the limitations that are put on people who find out they have a default judgment against them. Is there some sort of changeover with the time frame for that individual once they find out? In my state of Wisconsin, regardless if you know it or not, which most people get a default judgment either because they don't go to court or they end up getting a garnishment, you still only have 6 months to get that default judgment overturned and then have a chance to represent yourself or get someone to represent you in court. Well, California Supreme Court decision, and they have finalized their decision in their ruling on motions to vacate default judgments from debt collector cases are not subject to a strict time limit, overturning previous judicial imposed restrictions. Which state of California had that restriction? And I think New Jersey is also following this same path, with allowing individuals who have default judgments to be able to have more time to actually, reopen them once they find out. Because what happens with a lot of people is all of a sudden when they're coming to take money out of your bank account, or they're garnishing your wages, and they will garnish your wages per pay period, that gets people's attention quick. Because you don't want anybody touching your money. You're trying to protect everything, trying to protect your lifestyle, and you just kind of push them aside, even though you might have got that summons. Even though you knew that they were trying to serve you and you didn't allow them to serve you. You know that it's out there. I know that feeling. And the thing about it is that if you were just to take the time, let's just say that you know that you have a summons out there. If you would just go ahead and get it, because it does not go away. This stuff will not go away. And you'll be playing catch up when you could be right there and being proactive. So just imagine you go ahead and let them knock on the door and you go ahead and sign for it. Right there, some of the relief is gonna kind of wash away, because you're going to know what's going on. And then you could start looking at the options. You can have an option of, okay, this is my debt and I'm just going to try to settle it. I don't want to go to court. And then if you look at that option, then the only decision you have to make is, do you feel confident that you could settle it without revealing your personal information to give them a leg up and leverage against you to potentially hurt you in that settlement negotiation? Or would you like to reach out to someone to help you do that, so you can kind of have a buffer in between questions being asked of you? And if you don't want to answer that question, you know how that would make you look like to the debt collection representative that's speaking to you. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can contact us. We can help you with that. If you want to go ahead and go to court and fight it, because now you know you got the summons, then what you got to do is you got to answer all of the allegations that are against you. You need to also set forth some sort of defense, because you could still lose if you have no defense. You need to format that properly, because once it's with the court, it needs to be formatted properly. And that means that on that summons where they had those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or sometimes in California they might have up to 30 allegations, you got to answer all of those or you could lose by default. You could be there and still lose by default because you did not answer the complete court summons. And so if you need help with something like that, you can go to our website, thecreditrepairshop.com, or you can also go to summonsmaster.com. The link is also in the description, where you can get help with responding to your civil court summons, having a defense to be able to help you win. because the most important things is that you are proactive, that you're not going to give away your power. There are certain rules, restrictions, and regulations that these debt collectors must abide by when suing you in court. If you know those rules, then you can structure your response, structure your affirmative defense, and go into court and fight. If you don't want to go to court, you still have to respond to that summons, or they can move to have a default judgment against you. So if you respond to the court summons and then you, by your response, by hitting them in places that they didn't expect to be punched, it could give you more leverage to be able to get a better settlement offer from them, because you're going to be kind of bagging them up and saying, hey, it's not going to be a steamroll over me if we go to court. So if you need help with a court summons, you can go to our website, thecreditrepairshop.com. In the live chat, request a support ticket, tell us what's going on, upload your summons so you can get a head start. We'll review it for free. If you want to do this all yourself, you don't want to speak to anyone, but you want to have backup support, you can go to summonsmaster.com, and all you have to do is upload your PDF documents of your summons. It'll scan them, read through them, answer every allegation against you, and then it'll put together a defense based off of your specific court summons that the debt collector gave you. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch video what makes us different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website yourorder3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian credit reports and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you early in the game, grab my 3-pack of letters: statute of limitations, debt validation, and cease and desist collection activities letter. Thank you for your time. Subscribe to the channel. Post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.